Hey y'all, HH-BlueDynamite here, the number 2 Has-Been Blue, back again for another Has-Been related video. And it's something that I noticed while I was looking into the Has-Been Wiki, and while that is something that you take with a grain of salt, but again, my thing is that I would look at the sources to see if it's legit, and this is surprisingly legit. And I was originally going to incorporate this in another video, but I decided to make it its own little thing. And that is the fact that apparently the concept of the circles, like the whole 9 circles thing, might still be a thing in, I think it's called the Hellverse, or the Vivverse, I don't know. Somebody correct me with all that. So, and that's essentially what I'm going to talk about here. For anyone who probably doesn't understand where this came from, like in the pilot of Hazbin Hotel, a lot of mostly Katie Killjoy, she references the 9 circles, which for anyone who doesn't know, I didn't, which I really should have. It's a reference to the Divine Comedy by, I'm gonna butcher this last name, Dante Alighieri. I'm pretty sure my Italian ancestors are screeching at me at this point. But yes, the 9 circles of hell is a reference to the Divine Comedy, where there's the 9 circles of hell, the 9 terraces of purgatory, I believe, and the 9 spheres of heaven. Strangely enough, there isn't a circle of pride, but you see here limbo, lust, gluttony, greed, anger, heresy, violence, fraud, and treachery. And it's in treachery where Satan resides. A funny thing though is that it was originally going to be thought that that's how the Has-Been and Helluva Boss hell is going to be structured, is similarly to the 9 circles of hell. But as we see, it's not 9 circles; it's the 7 rings, representing the 7 deadly sins. But it's come to light to me that in the episode Aussies, I think it's the 7th episode of Helluva Boss, where you see the sign that says, well, you know, welcome to M City, the billboard, which is obviously strikingly there from the pilot, which when I look into that, apparently, according to the pilot, M City was established in 1981. That's interesting, but that's not important right now. What's important is look below where it says Imp City. It says second circle. Now, some people, like, you could probably, like, it's thought that this might be a continuity error or a retcon, but the thing is, so this might make the thought that Imp City is in the 2nd ring of hell, which I think is actually supposed to be Wrath, and they're not there because if you remember, the whole spiel of IMP is that they take jobs from sinners so they can go to the living world. And sinners do visit their office. And sinners don't go to other rings. So this either is an error, or this is a clue that the circles still do exist, but not in the way you think. And the way I think is that the 9 circles is more likely kind of similar to, say, here in North America, in the United States, you have states, each containing like clusters of cities, and maybe that's what the circles would symbolize here in Helluva Boss and Hazbin Hotel, is that it's more that there are like different sections of hell, and maybe outside of these circles, hell is this unlivable hellscape, if you will, that maybe even like sinners, like you know, lowest of level sinners are traversed. I'm kind of curious to see that, because I don't think we ever been outside of these cities of Imp City. Well, actually we have Western Energy. We have seen the outers of of at least Imp City. I'm not sure where Stolas was when he got captured by Stryker, but he went from the Pride Ring to the Wrath Ring, and you saw all that. So clearly there is like a terrain outside the cities, but that's kind of like how I see it. And this actually sparks another thing, and before I can get to that, I just want to say this whole thing. I can almost imagine that maybe the Pentagram City, where, you know, the main setting of Hazbin Hotel is, could be in the first circle, which could be that, could be in the center. I'm not sure how it will be structured. This is just pure speculation, as you can tell. So again, as I said a moment ago, this led into another thought. And that is the fact that it is revealed that while the hell in Hazbin Hotel and Helluva Boss is structurally more like the Abrahamic hell in some shape or form, other types of hells do exist in the Hellverse. So that does make me think about like things like the Hinduism Naraka, which, well, I looked up about that. Apparently there's like 2 other different Narakas, which is Buddhism and forgive me anyone who's part of this religion, Jainism, Jainism, I think. But forgive me if I mispronounce that. But they kind of work similarly in that they're like a specific kind of hell. Then you got the Chinese Dayu, maybe the Greek Tartarus, and for any fans of the Dark Anthology series, presumably the House of Ashes, the Sumerian Kur. So, and also, as an anime fan, the Japanese Yomi. So that would be interesting to do, and maybe those circles do contain those different hells. So that means almost different cultures, which that'll be an interesting sight to see. And that's pretty much it on this video. I didn't want to go too long into it, but it's something I noticed and I wanted to bring it up because I don't think anybody else are even talking about this, as far as I can tell. So it is neat to see that maybe in a way the 9 circles are still going to be a part of the series. In a way, kind of give a sense of structure, well, within the Pride Ring. And again, we'll probably get to see, we'll probably be able to see either the Helluva Boss gang or the Hazbin gang trev off outside of their respective circles. See those other circles, maybe get introduced to those other cultures. But right now, this is just pure speculation. Nothing has been precisely confirmed yet. Not sure about the next episode of Helluva Boss. It looks like it's going to take place in the human world again. But until then, please have a blessed day and stay tuned for more. Have a great day.